TFL EV is brought to you by Flow Charger, maker of reliable, high-quality charging stations for your electric vehicle.
Blood is pumping, that's for sure. 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Oh my god! Holy crap! I'm not gonna stop smiling all day. That was great.
That's pretty cool, right?
That was amazing.
Full throttle. Oh, that's incredible. Hey everybody, so I've got a great video for you today because we have an owner who has brought this incredible Tesla Model S Plaid, and we're gonna get his first-hand impressions on what it's like to live with the quickest family car, one of the quickest cars ever made, on a daily basis. Chris, thanks for getting out, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
I really appreciate it. Tell me, what drew you to the Plaid?
You know, it was Tesla in general, I think, that I've loved kind of the vision and the thought behind a lot of their stuff. I've kind of tracked the cars since they came out in 2012, but it was one of those things that was never quite the right time. And so when the Plaid came out, I was like, that's incredible, 1,020 horsepower, beats a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. And so I started thinking about them, and when I was shopping again, I started looking at different performance levels and, 2019 performance and whatnot. I knew I wanted the S because I wanted like kind of the full car experience in there. And I kind of just talked myself up to the Plaid. I was like, might as well go for broke.
Yeah. Oh, right, Alex. So the owner, Chris, so generously supercharged his car to 100%, then he drove it just a short distance here. It's at 93%, and we're also in the drag strip peak performance mode. So I'm a little nervous. I've driven a lot of cars over the 12 years I've been working here, and never before have I genuinely been nervous about an acceleration.
Yeah, I would be a little nervous if I were you. It's an electric car, it's supposed to be pretty silent, but sounds like it's gonna take off right now. And also, you're holding onto a yoke, which is a little different.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll just see what happens. So making sure there's no cab floaties, because I've heard these are pretty violent. We've got our GPS-based Solo DL performance timer in position. It's got 16 satellites it's latched onto. I'm gonna run a 0 to 60. Obviously, we're up at a mile above sea level, which doesn't really matter for an electric car. We are on an unprepped surface, which definitely does matter. So I think we're just gonna hit it.
Go for it, see what it does.
In 3, 2, 1. Both hands. Oh, we hit traction control. Wow.
He got on the brakes before he even got going. That was crazy. Sounds like he's ripping up the asphalt. Those tires really dig. Feel a little bad for the tires.
So that was a 2.94. I'm gonna run it one more time here, and we'll see how she does. In 3, 2, 1, full throttle. Oh, that's incredible. Performance finished. Now, this car is so quick that the surface really, really, really matters on this video. But let's see what that was. That was a 2.7. So we have these little imperfections in the surface, and even those are enough to really have an impact on the acceleration, because the car and the traction system works so hard to keep all 4 wheels planted. That was pretty incredible. That is unreal.
So quick, you didn't believe it the first time, or what? You had to do it twice?
Well, what happens is there's like these little cracks in the road, and those are enough to actually cause the car to just skip a little bit and cause the traction to intervene. So that was like a 2.7 was the quickest.
Okay.
And this car should be a 2, but it's all about the surface.
Yeah.
And this is far from a good surface.
Yeah.
So bring this to a drag strip. I have no doubt you're going to be in that low 2 area, but still 2.5 seconds.
If the drag strip will even let you on, though.
That's true, because this car is sub 9 or thereabouts, sub 10, and a lot of NHRA sanctioned drag strips require roll cages.
Yeah, you need a roll cage and fire suit and neck restraints and everything.
So Alex, our GPS performance timer doesn't let us do 0 to 100. It will let us do 1/8 of a mile.
Yeah, which I think is probably pretty close to 0 to 100. We'll see.
Well, in this car, we'll see. All right, thanks, dude. That's just, it's incredible that you can buy this used for under $100,000 and get that kind of performance and do it, without a special race suit or driver's license. This car came out a little while ago, and they're starting to hit the used market.
Yep.
So walk me through why you went with a slightly used version versus the brand new one.
Yeah, I mean, most of it was saving kind of on the cost of the car, the taxes, the not paying for full self-driving was a big motivator as well.
Yeah.
This was sold through a dealership, so I was able to keep the full self-driving that the original owner put on it. And, I was able to get an incredible deal.
Yeah. Do you want to say how much you paid? Because it blew me away.
Yeah, so I got it, I think they listed it for like around $98,000, $99,000, and I got it for $92,000.
$92,000 for a car with a quarter in under 10 seconds, which is insane. And the thing about Teslas, right, is if you had bought this car new, you could wake up the next day and the price could have been significantly less,
right,
as happened a few months ago.
Yeah.
So I really feel like you kind of made the right decision.
I think I found the exact right spot right after they dropped the price, and it kind of made the used market go a little softer, and it was a perfect time to pull the
Now,
trigger. Was
there a pretty good selection of used Plaids, or is it pretty limited?
It's hard to say. There was a decent amount of Plaids, but I was specifically looking for the blue with the cream interior combination,
right,
with the FSD, so it took it down to about 3 total in the country that I saw.
Wow.
And luckily, this one was in Denver. I was able to go check it out. They wouldn't let me drive it before I pulled the trigger on it, because that'd probably be dangerous. But afterwards, I got to go take it out, and it blew me away.
Yeah, I mean, you're a gentleman who's owned several performance cars.
Yep.
Does this scratch that itch, or does it still feel like a luxury car? I mean, what do you classify this as? Is it a sports car? Is it a sedan? What do you think of it as?
Oh, man. This thing is it scratches the itch in a way that no car ever has before. My Corvette now feels slow. I've got a turbo Audi that doesn't hold a candle. Nothing really compares.
So I'm gonna do one more 1/8 of a mile in 3, 2, 1. Oh God! Oh, right, this car launches. It's just painful, and it doesn't stop. There's 100 miles an hour already. The performance is done running. I just how can that be that quick and be legal to sell on public roads?
That is so fast. It's a different experience standing next to the car. Normally you're used to engines revving up and brake torquing, and you don't really hear a lot of that tire noise. But I've heard a lot of electric cars launch, but something with that much power and gets off the line that quickly, I just can't get over the noise those tires are making on this surface. And it'd probably be even crazier on a glued up drag surface.
Well, that was 118 miles an hour at 6.66 seconds in the 1/8 mile. 6.66, if that isn't telling as to what this car is capable of, I don't know what is, because that number is not a coincidence, I don't think. We hit 60 feet in 1.8 seconds at 43 miles an hour. 330 feet into the race, we were at 92.2 miles an hour in 330 feet. Whoa. Dude, I don't know if I want to take this to the quarter. I mean, you build speed so quick. I'm not sure that I'm confident enough to do that. I'm tapping out, dude. I don't have the cojones, as Nathan would say, to take this to, I think, a quarter. So you want to tap in?
I've got my helmet ready. I'm stoked.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, you do it.
Hell yeah. Good day at work.
How you feeling on the yoke after owning it?
It took me a few days, but after driving it and living with it for a little bit, I actually like it a lot. It really frees up and allows you to see the instrument cluster a lot easier. You start to learn this little thumb hook maneuver to kind of turn.
Okay.
You turn it like a bus, but other than that.
Lack of stocks bug you at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm used to them now, but actually just today, because I was driving my truck around, I went to go turn signal and just phantom swiped a stock that wasn't there.
So after owning this car for some time now with the yoke, Tesla now allows you to purchase the wheel after the fact.
Right.
Are you going to do that, or are you going to stick with the yoke?
I think I'm going to stick with the yoke.
Okay.
Unless it develops that weird little thing that happens on these. There's they stretch the leather so much that it can split.
Interesting.
If it splits, I might try the wheel.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to stick with the yoke for now.
There's no exterior badging on this car. It's very subtle. Is that something you wish Tesla did? Do you like that it's subtle?
I kind of do like that it's subtle.
Yeah?
I mean, part of me does wish there was something more than this little spoiler here.
Right.
But, for the most part, I kind of like having a sleeper.
Okay.
And the granddaddy of all sleepers, really.
You did mention you don't love the wheels.
I do not. Yeah, the fact that a $130,000 car comes with hubcaps is a little off, or aero caps, I guess it is.
Now, I wrongly said in the video that NHRA gives you a hard time, but you said they've changed that, right?
Yeah. So they've made it now where as long as it's within the manufacturer's spec, you haven't changed up any of like the safety features of the car or anything like that. It's a good question about the wheels, if that would cause an issue, but you can actually run it up to 150 miles an hour with no cage or no parachute.
But if you're pushing 150...
If you go over 150, you have to have both of those
Okay,
things. Yeah.
very interesting.
All right, I am behind the wheel of this Plaid, and I am stoked. I haven't driven a Plaid even an inch, and the first time I'm doing it is going to be a quarter mile down the drag strip, probably well over 160 miles an hour. So we're in drag strip mode, solo DL is ready. Blood is pumping, that's for sure. Mashing the brake, mashing the gas, and we got our animation, preparing for launch. Suspension is entering cheetah stance, and it looks like we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Oh my god! Holy crap! Woo! I have no idea what the top speed was on that. Oh my god, brakes are pretty good too. Wow. Oh my god, it started getting a little squirrely there as we're going down, but I stayed in at full throttle the entire time. 9.94 at 151.6 miles an hour. This is absurd. Whew. Hopefully you can hear the excitement through my voice right now. Under 10 seconds in the quarter mile, 150 miles an hour in a production car. Insane. I'm not gonna stop smiling all day. That was great.
That's pretty cool, right?
That was amazing.
What'd you run?
What do you think?
I'm gonna say you ran a 950 at 128.
994 at 151.6.
Under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I do have some news for you. I need you to run one more 0 to 60.
Gladly.
Because I was the idiot that didn't know you're supposed to push the brake and the accelerator.
Yeah.
So let's see what it does in the cheetah stance mode.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yikes.
That would have been...
Horrible is the word you're looking for.
yeah.
Okay, we're only racing Miatas. Top speed is 75, that's it.
Got my helmet off this time since we're not going down the drag strip at 150 miles an hour, and we're gonna go into cheetah mode. And it seems like we're ready to go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Love that animation, it's so cool. And there's 60 right away. That animation is really sweet. I didn't even see that when I was going down at full speed. 2.69, and it took us 119 feet, almost 120 feet to get there. So cheetah stance helped a little bit, but still, it's the surface, man. We're not even close to that 2-second number that we would probably be getting on a fully prepped surface. So definitely a little slower than Tesla claims. It's the surface, 2.69.
So with and without cheetah stance is pretty much the same.
It's the same.
Just a surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, Chris, I can't thank you enough
Thank you.
for coming out and letting us experience your Plaid. That, I mean, it was truly a special experience for me. It's something you have to experience if you have the opportunity. And in terms of your favorite thing about this car, what is it? If you could nail it down on one thing.
It's got to be the acceleration. I mean, that nausea-inducing. I think my eyeballs hurt the first time I did it. It was like nothing I've ever experienced. So
Yeah,
that's gotta be it.
it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's the only word for it. Well, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to this TFL EV video. As always, it's been Tommy, Chris, and Alex. We'll see you on the next one.